Well, hello, friends, and I hope everybody's having a lovely summer. Mine is beautiful, except I'm just as busy as can be with my grandkids, my garden, my mother, my market stand, which, by the way, is doing fantastic. Um, I'm selling a lot of my produce, what I'm not putting up for the family. I think I've sold so many beans, and I've canned like 28 quarts of them. And I froze probably another 10 quarts. So I'm doing quite a bit of beans, but I grew a lot of beans. But my family eats a lot of beans. Anyway, the market stand again is doing absolutely fantastic. I am going to probably make more than enough to cover my seeds for next year, and any supplies that I need for my greenhouse. So I am so happy with that. The brownies that I make, I've been doing a lot of breads and like cinnamon rolls, and I've even done some 100% whole wheat bread and brownies. My big batch brownies. Now I've done a couple videos on them, but I have done probably about 6 batches of them. And I'm telling you, I have made a good amount of money off those brownies, and I'm still selling them a nice big piece for $1, and they're flying out of the refrigerator. By the way, I don't know if you've seen that. I think you did. I think I did show you. I've got a refrigerator in there, and I keep my eggs in there for sale and brownies, and in the freezer I keep the breads and some of the baked goods and stuff. So that refrigerator, I gave like $50 for it, and it's well more than paid for itself already. So I'm pleased with that. And gosh, it's been just busy. I'm trying to think of things that I can tell you that I haven't yet told you. My mom, I did tell you that she was going to have a hip replacement done. Well, she's got that clog in her artery, and I did tell you that a while back. The same time that she had her heart valve replaced, then they were going to go through and do her neck, clean out that artery, that clog in the artery. Well, she's been having a lot of trouble with her hip. She's got arthritis in her hip, really bad. And her doctor said they might as well just go ahead and, replace it, give her a hip replacement. And it would take care of a lot of that pain for her. She wouldn't have any pain from it. So they had scheduled that for Friday the 6th. Well, she called me Thursday and she says, "My goodness, they canceled it." And I said, "Well, for heaven's sakes, why?" And she said, "They're afraid I'm going to have a stroke." So they don't want to do that hip replacement because they want to clean out the artery in her neck first, because she is at high risk for a stroke right now. And we don't need that. So she's going to have that done, and then they'll do her hip. My husband has a set of twins from a previous marriage, boys, and I think they're 40, 42, somewhere in there. Anyway, his one son had open heart surgery. Well, it just kind of blows my mind, because my mother had her aortic valve replaced, and they did the TAVR procedure where they went up through her groin, replaced it, and then come out the other side. It just blew my mind. Anyway, his son had to have his aortic valve replaced as well. However, they had to do open heart surgery on him, so they had to crack his chest and all that. So he's in, he's rough right now. Doing medically, he's doing okay, and I'm sure he's going to recover. I mean, I told him you'll probably feel like a new man when it's all, when you're all recovered from that. But his recovery period is going to be quite a bit longer than my mother's was, because it's more invasive. But anyway, we went down to Detroit to see him in the hospital. Friday, we left Friday morning, and we stayed the night down there, and we came back Saturday. Well, we went to Joe Randazzo's, of course. I've always got to go to Joe Randazzo's. I love that place. I wish so much that they would have those places up here in northern Michigan. We don't have anything up here, and I love that down there. Well, this time I've been to the one in Westland. This time, because we were right near the hospital there, gosh, what was the name of the hospital? Henry Ford Hospital, I think it is. I think that's the name of it. Anyway, we went to the Randazzo's on Outer Drive, if anybody's familiar with that one. That's where I was at, and I got all kinds of goodies. That's where you're going to see the video that I did, dehydrating mushrooms. I showed you how I dehydrate mushrooms. So simple. Anyway, that's where I got them. I got all kinds of stuff down there. I just love that place. I think I'd be broke if they were, up here really. So anyway, we had a nice time. In spite of his son, I mean, once we found out he was okay, my husband could take a breath and relax and not be so afraid, And we had a nice time together because it was like a mini vacation, though it was only a couple days. It still was well deserved, and yeah. So we came back yesterday afternoon and just absolutely exhausted. And no, I didn't videotape any of that going down there because I was with my husband and we just spent our time together and enjoyed each other because we haven't had that in so long. It felt so nice. I had hair in my mouth. Anyway, I got a watermelon down there, a great big huge watermelon down there. I got mushrooms down there. I got peppers and corn and some dry beans, olive oil. I got all kinds of stuff down there. The prices are fabulous down there. So, that was fun. And then we come home yesterday afternoon and we were just exhausted. On another note, the garden is doing fantastic. I've got beans coming out my ears still. I have canned about 28 quarts of beans. I probably sold 2 bushel. And I've got about 10 quarts in the freezer. So I am definitely working on stocking my pantry. And now I'll have corn and peppers. I'm going to dehydrate the peppers. I'm dehydrating the mushrooms. So that's nice. Nice to get your pantry in order for winter. I really have to clean mine out. My husband is remodeling our bathroom. And granted, he comes home maybe once a week for a 34-hour restart. So he might have a half a day or so to work on it. But we don't want to hire anybody to do it. So I told him, I don't care if you get one board every time you come home, put it in its place. That's fine with me. We'll get it. We'll get it done. So my bathroom is it's not tore up, but my shower curtain's down, and well, you can't take a shower yet anyway because he got the shower all up, the walls in the shower, but he doesn't have it completely finished. So there's no curtain in there. There's no shower curtain hanging up. All my, knickknacks, everything's out of there. So the bathroom is really bare. But we're going to give it an overhaul. It needs it desperately. The plumbing is fixed, so nothing leaks anymore. Thank goodness. And then I don't know, the village has decided that they're going to put meters in for our water, for our public waterworks. And now they want to inspect your pipes. Well, I don't know how old the pipes are in this house. They're all metal, so I mean, as far as I know, they could be lead. I have no clue. But I do believe that we may have to have it replumbed all the way through the house. Well, some of it's already replumbed, so whatever. We'll get it. Anyway, they're going to put meters in, so we have to be up to code with it. Some more expense. I'm not happy about that. We live in a village of maybe 400 people. That's an awful big expense for 400 people to redo the wells and all the underground pipes and meters. I mean, they're going to have to get grants for it to do this. Otherwise, our water bill is going to be $1,000 a month, because not very many people in this village. Certainly not many wealthy people in this village. So I'm kind of curious to see how that pans out. And they will not let us have our own well. Though I think there's an old well in my basement. I'm not sure. I need to call, a plumber and find out what it is down there. One of these days I'll take you down there and I'll show you what's downstairs. And I told my husband, I said, well, if there's an old point well or whatever they want to call it in our basement, we could probably tap into it just to water our stuff, just to water our yard, not necessarily drink it or cook with it or anything like that, but use it for irrigation, and it would cut down on the expense of the water coming in from the meter. In a perfect world, maybe, I don't know. They might not like that. Who knows? But we'll find out. So I haven't had to water much the last week. It's been raining on and off for days now. And it clears up, the sun shines, it all dries up, but it's muggy as can be up here. And so I haven't had to rain a lot. And I've been picking a lot of stuff out of the garden. My tomatoes are starting to ripen. I've sold a lot of green tomatoes this year in my market stand. And people love fried green tomatoes. I do too, and you know what? I haven't even had a chance to make them yet this summer. My grandkids love it. My entire family loves fried green tomatoes. But I've sold a lot of the green tomatoes on my stand. I've sold a lot of my potatoes, a lot of eggs, everything. So my garden is like full tilt right now, and it's doing really good. The only thing that I'm not happy with is my cucumbers. They did not do well this year. I mean, I'm getting a lot of them. I'm selling them on my stand because I'm not doing pickles or anything like that. So I might eat a fresh one now, now and then, but I can't keep up with, just me with what's producing. So I sell them out on the stand. And I've been so busy. The other thing is my two friends that I'm sending my, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. I'm sending my Egyptian walking onion sets to. They're coming. I just have not had time, and then we wound up going to Detroit. I wasn't going to go with my husband, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to take advantage of that and visit with him, spend time with him, have his undivided attention. So I will get those out. Hopefully this week, the beginning of this week, tomorrow or even Tuesday, before my grandkids come, and I'm going to try and get them out. And I promise I will. It's just I've been so doggone busy. And what else is going on? There's so much. I think and I get to talking, and then I talk in a tangent. I go off every which direction. My grandmother used to say, hell west and crooked. I loved it. Anyway, you can hear my machine. My mushrooms are dehydrating right now. I did a couple of videos since I've been home. One is the dehydrating the mushrooms I did. I did a video on freezer meals. I also did a video on the stuffed patty pan squash. You guys are going to love that. That stuff is fantastic. And what was the other video I did? Zucchini bread. I did a huge batch of zucchini bread, and you're going to see that video. You'll see this video before I need the others, because this one I'm going to put up for tomorrow, because it's been so long since we've had a chit chat. Also, I wanted to tell you, I'm quite pleased anyway. I remember telling you in April that they told me I was sick. I went to the hospital. They did a chest x-ray, and they come back and said, oh my goodness, your heart's enlarged. Well, as it turns out, it scared the hell right out of me. I mean, it scared the holy bejesus out of me. I changed my entire way of eating. I I haven't completely quit smoking, but I am down to merely nothing now. I'm down 29 pounds since April. So, it's slow, but that's, a couple, 1 to 2 pounds a week is a good weight loss. Um, I feel wonderful. Other than I'm tired because I'm working so much, but I feel wonderful. I can breathe. I can smell. It's amazing. I'm just maybe a half a pack of cigarettes a day down from. I shouldn't say this. Don't hate me. I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day for like 25 years. Okay, I'm down less than a half a pack a day, and I am just pleased as punch with that. I can smell, I can breathe, I don't get out of breath. It's amazing. And then I lost 29 pounds on top of it at the same time. Who would have thought? But I'm telling you, it's because I was scared with my heart. As it turns out, my heart is not enlarged. They did an EKG or a not an EKG, a echocardiogram, and it's not enlarged. I was born with a birth defect. I have mitral valve prolapse, and I was born with it. And apparently, what they told me was after 55 years of that leaky valve, um, it's going to thin out the walls of your atrium, and it's going to give it an appearance of an enlarged heart. Unless I misunderstood him, I believe that's what they told me. And he told me, he says, my goodness, he says, you've got a very healthy heart. I have no sign of heart disease. I have no calcium deposits, no fatty deposits, nothing around my heart. My lungs are healthy, everything's healthy. And he said, just give up the smoking, even that half a pack, give it up. Get yourself down to nothing, and eat right, keep doing what you're doing, lose that weight. He says that heart will last you well into your 90s. And I thought, how scary when somebody tells you got heart disease. Because my grandfather died, dropped dead. I mean, literally dropped dead at 54 years old from heart disease. I'm sure his was contributed to diet. We're talking about my family then would eat they lived on lard. He had lard sandwiches, cracklings, puddings, rich German food. And so he drank and he smoked on top of it. So I'm quite sure that his was diet induced. But that's all I could think of when they told me that was, oh my God, I'm going to drop dead like my grandfather. I don't want that to happen. So I did, friends. I changed everything. I changed my eating. I'm not on a diet. I eat more Mediterranean style foods. I cut out the butter and replaced it with olive oil. I did some healthy changes and started taking more vitamins and herbs and, other supplements that help, and I feel good. I really do. I've noticed it in my hair. I've got thyroid disease, so my hair tends to be real dry, and it's not from the thyroid disease that dries your hair, it's the medication. Well, all the other things that I've started taking to help, um, to help me be healthy, it has made my hair feel softer, not so dry. My skin's not so dry. So I feel good. I feel good, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep right on it going, and I won't stop. Quitting smoking. I'll get there. If it takes me another year, I'll get there. I will get to the point where I can lay them down and say, okay, I'm done. I was taking Chantix. Chantix brought me down to a half a pack a day. And then they had that recall on Chantix, and I quit taking it right now. And it didn't affect me. I still stayed at, my half a pack. So I must have done that long enough for it to change a habit. I don't Anyway, I feel good. I feel wonderful. And um, I can't wait for my mother to have her hip replaced and her neck cleaned out because she's doing absolutely fantastic. And she still loves working. Although she's not working right now because her hip gives her so much trouble, she took a little bit of time off work. But otherwise, she's 70. Oh my goodness. She's 76. I'm 55. She's 21 years older than me. She's 76. So she still works 2 days a week. She loves it. I'm just enthralled by her. She is such a determined, strong-willed woman. And she has been through hell and half its acres, and she come out smelling like a rose. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. It's just fantastic. I don't know what else to say. And my daughter, Susie, you all know her. She lives in Manistee with her hubby and the 4 kids. Well, they're buying a house. Hopefully, they'll find out tomorrow if their offer was accepted in Thompsonville. So they're going to be even closer to us than in Manistee. And my mother, who lives in Coatmish, so she's going to be right there in between us, basically. And that's going to be nice. I'm just praying and hoping that she gets that house because it'll be perfect, just a perfect location. Her husband works in here in Kaleva, and she works at the post offices, so she travels, all around that vicinity. Well, she's going to be right, centrally located between all the post offices that she works at. So I'm excited about that. I'm really hoping she gets that. Gus and Cece are doing fantastic. He's to the point now where he's almost ready to walk. Cece is starting to talk like a little magpie. She is just such a honey. When they come on, I just love them too. The bigger girls are doing wonderful. They're getting ready to start school pretty soon. The fair is going to come, so I'm going to take them to the fair and, give them one day of good old fun when, before they go to school. They can see that we love going through the animals and seeing the animals and all the 4-H. That's fun. That's fun. They like that. And then we go and watch the races down there, the derbies, and we have a blast. It's one good blast out of the whole summer. My husband, he went through and leased a new truck. He turned his old one in and leased a new truck. He was going to come in off the road. He was thinking about it seriously, and then he decided, no, he wants to do it another couple years. So he leased another truck, and he's going to be out there 2 more years. We had, a few years back, a wonderful person who watches my channel, I can't remember the name, and shame on me, bought him a freezer slash like a cooler for his truck. And it was a Christmas present for him. Well, he loves that thing. Well, it died on him. So a couple weeks ago, I ordered a new one for him. And the one that I ordered was just a little bit bigger, so I can pack a little more stuff in there for him. But he loved that thing. And we got him the same brand, just a little bit bigger. So he's got another one, and hopefully it'll last him. It should last him through, the next couple years with his lease. Boy, he's going to have a big old honey-do list when he comes home. So there's all kinds of stuff that we want to do. We wanted to this year replace all the windows through the house, but there's no way. The price of wood or the price of lumber, the price of everything is ridiculous right now. And I told him, I said, you know what? We've been in this house for 14 years, and one more year with these windows is not going to hurt. Maybe by then, maybe by next year, hopefully, the prices will have reduced a little bit, so that we can get these windows put in. I just hate to spend that much. Before the pandemic, I think before the pandemic, I looked up the prices of windows, and each window in our house would have been about $140 to replace. And I think we've got 14 windows to replace. When I priced them before the pandemic, they were 140. Now they were like $270 per window. It's like, are you kidding me? No, we will wait and see, because I know lumber's already starting to come down. So the price of things will come down. Might never go back to what it was, before the pandemic, but at least it can come down enough to where it's affordable again. That's what I'm hoping for. Because we've got the roof all done now. We've got a brand new roof on the house. The house is all paid for. We owe nothing on it. We don't want to take a loan to, not even a home equity line of credit or a home equity loan. We don't want to do none of that. We will nickel and dime these windows. And then we want to do the siding. So we don't want to go back into debt again. We are basically debt free, except our utilities and a few medical bills that we've got. We do have insurance, but our share, some of the things were a little bit pricey. And so we've got a few medical bills, and we just don't want to go in debt again. Not with the house, not with the car. Our cars are all paid for. Of course, we paid cash for them. I won't buy a new car. I refuse. I hardly ever drive anywhere. I mean, when we went down to Detroit this weekend, or Friday and Saturday, we just traded cars with my daughter. And she's got a beautiful Durango Citadel. It's fully loaded, radio and everything. My little Buick Enclave, it doesn't have the radio in it. I mean, it's fully loaded other than that. And I could order a radio for it, but why bother? I very seldom go anywhere, except buzzing around town or maybe into Manistee, and I don't need to spend that much for a radio if I'm not going to use it that often. So leave it be. Anyway, we used her car. Everything is push button, and she doesn't have a key. She's got this little thing that you got to keep in your pocket, or it's got to stay in the car when the car's going. Buttons for everything. We couldn't figure out anything on that car, but we were listening to the radio. It was nice. Going on a trip that long, you need something nice. And bless her heart, we used her car to go down there, and we brought it back, and Papa topped it right off, full of gas for her for letting us use it. And she was happy as could be, so didn't scratch it. Of course, we put full coverage on it while we had it. All set. So we had fun. We used her car, and it was fun. It's a beautiful little car, but I don't want a house payment, and I don't want a car payment. Absolutely not. Nope, not gonna happen. Now we do got credit cards, and those are very, very low because we just use them for fuel. I mean, my husband uses his for out on the road for any expenses that he may have to incur. But the purpose of our credit cards is for some of his expenses that he might need a credit card for. And just in case you have to replace your water heater, your furnace, anything, any major appliance, you got that little bit of credit to fall back on. And that's a debt that's not going to take you years to pay off. Chances are you'll have that paid for within the year. And I really don't consider that debt when you got, something that you can pay on within the year. Anything beyond that to me is debt. And a house payment, a brand new car payment. Yeah, who wants that debt? I'm so glad our house is paid for. And we didn't do anything to it. Because I told him, I said, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. And if you put all your savings into fixing up a house that you still owe a crap load of money on, and something happens and you lose your home, not only do you lose your home, you lose all that money that you put into it. I said, we're not putting a dime into this house until just minor repairs, but we're not doing anything major until it is paid off. And then the pandemic hit, and it's like, oh, Lord have mercy, now it's going to happen. You know, we had like a year left to pay on our house when the pandemic hit, and we just paid it off. You know, before anything happened, we just took the money out of our savings and paid it off, and it's all done, and we didn't have anything to worry about through the pandemic. So, and then he never lost his job. We were afraid he might lose his job because so many people lost their jobs, but he didn't. He wound up being an essential driver, and he hauled medical supplies, and you know, he kept it. So, and owning his truck too. I mean, thank goodness in a case like that they do have a walkaway lease, so you could turn the truck in without any penalties or, you know, being sued or anything like that. You just turn a truck in and you could be done with it. It's almost like renting it instead of, you know, and when you turn it in, you don't have to pay $2,000, $4,000, $5,000, $8,000 to terminate the lease. It's just a walkaway lease. So it's just like he's renting the truck. This one he doesn't want to own. He doesn't want to own the truck. He just wants to basically rent it for 2 years, and that's what he's doing. The other one he turned in because it got to the point where he was having to take thousands out of his pocket to make the repairs, and the warranty was off in it, so it just become a money pit. So he turned it in, and that's why he traded it in for a new lease. Anyway, I've been talking your ear off, friends. But it feels nice because I miss these chit chats. I hope you get your iced tea or your coffee because we're having fun. And I am so sorry. I usually just do my videos 3 days a week because, oh my goodness, I have so much going on. There's absolutely no way that I could do any more than what I do now. It's not going to happen. Not until fall and in the wintertime. Then I can do, videos every day because there's nothing else to do up here in the winter. But in the summertime, it's just busy. I mean, busy, busy, busy. And my grandkids are even having a ball with the market stand. Like today I did all the, I did 5 loaves of zucchini bread, and of course I had to give Tracy a loaf because she's just a doll. I love her. She always gets whatever I make, she gets a little bit of it too. So I put my bread out there. We souped up the stand, and it's like today I made $60 off the stand. And that's nothing to sneeze at. That was a nice little day. So they bought a lot of stuff, but there's still a lot of stuff out there. And then I took in, I showed you on the market stand where I've been bagging up, little sample size bags of my dehydrated goods and spice blends and stuff like that. It's flying out of there. People are loving that. So this was a really good year. I am glad I decided to do this. Yes, it spread me a little thin, but I can handle it. And next year I'll be a little bit better prepared for it. I mean, now that I got the fridge, I got the little tent. I had that to begin with. But next year I'll be a little better prepared. I'll know just how much I've got to plant. I'll know, there's somebody out there. I'll know how much I got to plant, because I did sell the plants really good too. So I'll have a better idea next year of how much I need to plant and what I need to do. And it'll be a blast. It'll be a blast. But anyway, I don't think there's anything else that I need to tell you other than thank you so much for your support in my channel. I love all of you. I have a ball. I'm not intentionally ignoring you. I'm just spread so thin. Boy, I don't think I can manage the time that I got left because there's no time left to manage. Um, but it will slow down. It'll start slowing down now. Can you believe it's already August? Where is the time flying? And you know what else? My oldest granddaughter just turned, oh, she turned 11 in May. And I look at her and I think, where the heck did that time go? It seems like just yesterday she was 5 months old and you know, my little Tootsie Bell, and she's 11. They're growing up so fast, so fast. And the older you get, the faster time goes. Do you notice that? Something else. Something else. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you for having a chit chat with me. And I'll see you guys soon. I promise soon we'll do another chit chat. Thanks for watching.